It's been over 30 years since the New York Rangers lifted the Stanley Cup, and if you're still a fan, you're either loyal, delusional, or just addicted to pain. That 1994 win, it wasn't just a championship, it was supposed to be the start of something. A new dynasty, a rebirth of a once great franchise. Instead, it became a curse. Ever since Mark Messier skated around Madison Square Garden hoisting that cup, Rangers fans have been stuck in a permanent state of almost great, almost there, almost legendary, but never enough. This isn't just about losing. Every team loses. This is about the way the Rangers lose. The patterns, the collapses, the talent that never clicks. The goalies who stood on their heads only to watch their teams crumble. The stars that came and went without a ring. The heartbreaks that replay in our minds every spring. Number 1, 1994, a blessing and a curse. Let's be honest, if you're a Rangers fan under the age of 35, 1994 isn't a memory, it's a myth, a VHS highlight reel passed down from your dad like a family heirloom. It was supposed to be the start of something. The Rangers had finally done it, and after 54 years of heartbreak, they won the Stanley Cup. Messier fulfilled his guarantee. Brian Leetch skated like a demon possessed. Richter stood tall. Graves, Kovalev, Zubov. The core felt untouchable. The Garden was shaking. New York was electric. It wasn't just a championship, it was salvation. But what came next? Nothing. One banner, no dynasty, no follow-up, just an aging core, a league that evolved, and a front office that chased the next moment without ever building the next team. Since 1994, the Rangers have changed ownership strategies, cycling between win-now panic and half-baked rebuilds. 10 head coaches, 7 GMs, hundreds of players, not a single return to that level of dominance. Instead of 1994 being the foundation of a legacy, it became a time capsule, a one-hit wonder on repeat, a flickering highlight played on every Garden Jumbotron, reminding us what we once had and haven't come close to since. The Cup wasn't the beginning of an era, it was the end of one. Number 2. Where stars come to fade. There's a saying in Rangers fandom, every big signing is either too early, too late, or too expensive. And it's painfully true. You don't have to squint hard to see the pattern. The Rangers have always tried to buy their way back to greatness, but it rarely pays off. Bobby Holik was a solid player in New Jersey. When he came to New York, he turned into a 45 million footnote, racking up mediocre stats while eating up cap space like popcorn. Scott Gomez looked like a bold move, until he got shipped off in one of the most lopsided trades in modern NHL history. We gave up Ryan McDonough, and we're still crying about it. Wade Redden signed for $39 million, buried in the AHL. Enough said. Brad Richards came with Stanley Cup pedigree and clutch playoff experience. But by the time he hit New York, he looked like a ghost of his Dallas days. Slow, passive, overpaid. Rick Nash had flashes of dominance, but disappeared in the postseason. His Rangers tenure is remembered more for what could have been than what actually was. And then there's Artemi Panarin, the breadman. He lights up the stat sheet from October through March, but when May hits, it's like he's playing with oven mitts. Every time, the narrative is the same. This is the guy who will take us to the next level. And every time, disappointment, underperformance. Another expensive reminder that you can't shortcut chemistry, identity, or leadership. The Rangers treat the offseason like a shopping spree at a luxury mall, tossing money at big names and expecting championships to arrive like Amazon packages. They don't. Number 3, Henrik Lundqvist, a crown without a kingdom. In the history of the New York Rangers, there's no figure more sacred and more tragic than Henrik Lundqvist. He wasn't just a great goaltender, he was the reason the Rangers were relevant for over a decade. While other teams cycled through rebuilds, tank jobs, and playoff purgatory, we had the king. From 2005 to 2020, he gave Rangers fans something most teams never have. A constant. But here's what hurts. Henrik Lundqvist was too good. Too good for the rosters around him. Too good for the GMS, who wasted his prime. Too good to walk away without a ring. He had seasons where he posted save percentages north of .920 while facing 35-plus shots a night. He dragged some of the most offensively anemic Rangers teams into the playoffs, and even past the first round. In Game 7s, he was borderline mythical. Remember the 2012 series against Ottawa? Or when he stopped 100 102 of 105 shots in back-to-back Game 7s in 2014. And yet, all that effort, all those saves, they never led to the one. 2014 felt like destiny. The team made an improbable run to the Stanley Cup final. Henrik stood on his head the entire way. Then came the Kings. Double overtime losses, posts, missed chances. It wasn't a blowout. It was death by heartbreak. 5 games, but it felt like 50 years were ripped out of his soul. Then came 2015, President's Trophy, Game 7, Rangers Lightning. Henrik gave up just 1 goal. The Rangers gave him 0. And after that, the unraveling began. He stayed loyal, stayed proud, played behind worse and worse teams, until the front office decided the rebuild wasn't complete without exiling its most iconic player. Henrik Lundqvist's number 30 hangs in the rafters. But you know what should be next to it? A cup banner with his name on it. Instead, we got a farewell tweet and a hollow retirement speech. Henrik deserved more, and Rangers fans will never stop mourning what could have been. Number 4, playoffs, the final frontier of failure. Every Rangers fan knows that the postseason isn't about hope, it's about bracing for impact. Let's take a trip through the haunted mansion of recent Rangers playoff history. 2012, best team in the East. Henrik playing out of his mind. What happens? The Devils, our blood rivals, beat us in 6. And it's not just that they won, it's that they looked like the tougher, more composed team. They owned us. 2014, the best chance since '94. We beat Pittsburgh, beat Montreal, got all the way to the final, and then overtime loss. Overtime loss. Missed empty net. Game 5 heartbreak. Lundqvist did everything humanly possible. It didn't matter. 2015, President's Trophy winners dominated the league. Henrik plays lights out through 2 rounds. Game 7 of the conference final at home. Rangers lose to Tampa, and not like 4-3, like 2-0. A silent garden, a wasted season. 2017, Rangers are up in the series. Multiple third period leads. Lost in 6, nothing changes. 2022, the comeback kids. Beat Pittsburgh in 7, beat Carolina in 7, take a 2-0 series lead over Tampa. Fans are dreaming again. The Garden is rocking. 4 straight losses. 2024, 55-win season. Looked like the Cup favorites. Shesterkin on fire. Balanced offense. Great depth. Then come the Florida Panthers. And it's over in 6. No pushback, no fight. Just another blown chance on Broadway. You see a pattern? The Rangers don't lose like normal teams. They lose in the most painful way possible. They don't go down swinging, they go down watching, frozen, like the pressure crushes their identity. Game 7 collapses, series leads evaporating, key players going silent. They don't just lose, they implode. Spectacularly. Every other NHL fan has experienced pain, but Rangers fans, we've got generational trauma. It's not just 1 year, it's every year. The playoffs have become a ritual of raised hopes and ritual sacrifice. Number 5, always good, never great. The scariest thing about being a Rangers fan isn't the losing, it's the almost winning. This franchise is never bad enough to fully rebuild, never good enough to win, always floating in that purgatory, just outside elite, just beyond redemption. Look at the rosters. We've had stars, talent, skill, Lundqvist, Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider, Fox, Shesterkin. These aren't average players, they're top tier, but the culture, the identity, it's always stuck between eras. Management preaches development and then trades away first-round picks for aging veterans. They promise patience and then fire the coach mid-season. They build a fast, skilled team and then try to play a 1990s brand of bruiser hockey in the playoffs. Every time the Rangers put the pieces together, they forget the blueprint. They've had elite goaltending for almost 20 years and wasted it. They've had top prospects and rushed them. They've had depth and forgot how to use it when the lights got bright. The truth is, being a Rangers fan means watching a team that's always almost there, a team that's always about to turn the corner, until it trips and falls into traffic. They are the kings of the momentum swing, the masters of the second period collapse, the inventors of the survive the regular season, disappear in the playoffs formula. Every year we believe, every year we tell ourselves this is the group, this is the coach, this is the window. And every year, the same result. Hope. Lit like a match, burned out before June. It's the world's most famous arena. Every game at Madison Square Garden is an event. The lights, the media, the celebrities in row 1. The pressure, immense. For other teams, a Tuesday night game is a chance to stay sharp. For the Rangers, it's a referendum on the franchise's future. One bad period, the tabloids start crafting your obituary. One playoff loss, the fan base is calling for trades and firings in real time. And this pressure crushes players. We've seen young stars arrive in New York with talent and promise, and leave shattered. The weight of the logo, the fans, the media, it's a beast. You don't just play for the Rangers, you survive them. Every pass is analyzed, every shift dissected, every minor slump a public trial, and that environment, it breeds fear. Coaches coach not to lose, players play tight, and when the moment comes, the big one, no one wants the puck. MSG is supposed to be our fortress. Instead, it often feels like a haunted house. You don't walk into it with swagger. You tiptoe through it, praying you don't make a mistake that ends up on the back page of the New York Post.